Observe this other phase, how all the shadow areas are covered with the dark value of the mass, including the shape where the eye will later be painted. A lot of contrast should be established between the mass that corresponds to the shadow and the lighter area that corresponds to the light. After massing the shadows with the appropriate dark value, you must modify the color of the shadows. When you look at the shadows on the face, you realize how confusing it can be to decide what value and color to paint them. This is so not only because of the many values that you can see in the shadows, but the more you look at the shadows, the lighter their values appear because your pupils open to accommodate their darkness. You simplify this problem by quickly painting the mass with an averaged dark value. That is to say, a generalized value. The shadows should be simple. Humans observe the illuminated parts of objects much more than the shadows. We will see that it is in the light and not in the shadow where you should show off the variations and vibrations of colors. One of the characteristics that you can observe in the shadows of the objects is that there is a certain luminosity or transparency that is much easier to achieve with warm colors than with cool colors. In this sense, it is possible to achieve shadows with enough transparency by applying a thin layer of any warm color, be it cadmium yellow, cadmium red, or mixing an orange with both of these on top of the still wet dark mass. So you can combine the dark of the burnt umber with the warm color. When sliding the brush with the warm color on top of the burnt umber, do not press the brush too hard so as not to disturb the color underneath too much. Control brush pressure until the desired value and color is achieved. Do not attempt any texture or modeling in the shadows, as these are functions of the light colors in the light. Always keep a thin layer in the shadows. The impasto or texture with a thicker layer of paint is done in the light and not in the shadows.